ॐ सिंहस्कन्धादिरूढां नानालङ्कारभूषितां चतुर्भुजं महादेवीं नागयज्ञोपवीतिनीं शङ्खचक्रधनुर्बाणालोचनत्रितयान्वितां शङ्खचक्रसमायुक्ता वामपाणिद्वयान्वितं चक्रं च पञ्चबाणंश्च धारयन्ती च दक्षिणे रक्तवस्त्रापरिधानां बालार्कसदृशी तनुं नारदादैर्मुनिगणैः सेवितां भवसुन्दरीं बलयोपेता नाभिनालां मृणालिनीं रत्नद्वीपे महाद्वीपे सिंहासनसमन्विते प्रकुल्लकमलारूढां ध्यायेत्तां भवगेहिनीम्. Yeah, the meaning of the dhyana mantra goes like this. I shall meditate upon the goddesses, Jagaddhatri, who resides on the back of the lion, and she is adorned with various ornaments. She is Mahadevi with four arms. She wears a sacred thread made of serpents. She has three eyes and holds a conch, discus, bow, and arrows in her hands. In her left hands, she carries a conch and a bow, while in her right hands, she holds discus and five arrows. She is dressed in red garments, and her body shines like the rising sun. The great sages like Narada and others serve her with reverence. She is the beautiful spouse of Shiva. She has three folds in her belly like a lotus stalk, and her navel resembles lotus stem. She is seated on the grand lion, like throne on the island of the gems, Ratnadvipa, in a splendid realm. I meditate upon the radiant goddess's form, seated gracefully on a blooming lotus, the divine mother and sustainer of the universe. Dear devotees, today is a very auspicious day, that is the worship of Jagaddhatri. So, before getting into this, probably I would like to discuss some introduction, because any worship or any deity or any worship can be considered or can be understood from three angles. One is history, the other is mythology, the other is spiritual and philosophical significance. So before going into the history of this Jagaddhatri Puja, I thought I would like to discuss about the history of the probably the worship of the divine in the form of feminine form or in the form of mother form across the world religions. Now, mother worship or the worship of divine in the form of mother, in the form of goddesses, in the form of universal power is very common across the religions and across the tribal traditions even from time immemorial. Say for an example, even Hinduism, we have got different type of gods and goddesses starting from Upanishads and Vedas. In Vedas, we can see Devi and Medha, Saraswati, Durga, then Aimavati or Uma in Kenopanishad, for example, or Kali, Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati, different form of worships we can see in the Hinduism, which we are all aware. And in Buddhism also, especially in the Tibetan Buddhism, they worship the Tara, Mother Tara, and even in Chinese Buddhism also, they worship Gyun In, I think, Avalokiteshvara, the divine, the feminine form of Avalokiteshvara is what? Gin In, they worship there. And in Christianity, we are all very well aware in Virgin Mary, how we worship. But in Islam, there is no mother worship, just like any other religions like Hinduism and Christianity, but they respect mother significantly. And there are lots of numerous hadiths, that is the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, which encourage respect and reverence towards mother. And in the Mediterranean and Middle Eastern religions, if you see, in the Egypt also, they used to worship the mother worship. And in the Greek and Roman religions like Demeter, Cybele, and worship is there. And in the tribal religions, if you see, at least in India, a lot of worships are there either in southern India, northern India, or different parts of India, basically. We see even in the tribal religions, the mother worship. And even in the African tribal religions, there also we can see a lot of worship, mother worship, and even in the Native Americans, Mother Earth was worshipped. And in South America, in Australian indigenous group, like this, I can keep on discussing about that. Everywhere they worship the mother in the form of earth, in the form of fertility, power of fertility, or in the form of removal of what do you say, ignorance, or removal of difficulties and all. So basically, all the worships across the religions, across the civilizations can be summarized like this. One is nurturance and sustenance. So the Divine Mother is worshipped to have nourishment for us, and so that we can have a sustenance, and our food, water, shelter, and all other cares has been taken care. And mother worship is also done by, because generally it is considered as, if there is a male god, he is bit miser in nature, or he tests the devotee or an aspirant for a longer time, and then he may bestows the boon. Whereas in the mother form of worship, female form of god, she's very compassionate. With even little prayer, she bestows our wishes, fulfills our prayers, fulfills our wishes. So she is very compassionate, and she is the bestower of the protection, bestower of the security and safety and all. For that also, across the world religions, she is worshipped. The other is fertility and the land. So connected to fertility and land also. So mother worship is done across the world religions, and the creation, sustenance, and the destruction for that, especially creation, the destruction behind whatever the power we see, natural forces. The natural forces was worshipped in the divine form or in the mother form. Now, today coming to this Jagaddhatri Puja. This Jagaddhatri Puja is generally it is pertaining to West Bengal, mainly West Bengal, and nowadays you can see in bit in Orissa and Jharkhand probably. That is the eastern part of India. But otherwise it is mainly we can see in the West Bengal and in the few districts more. Now, how this Jagaddhatri Puja came into effect? So the story goes like this. A king called Krishna Chandra from Nadia. Nadia was a small kingdom, and he was the king Krishna Chandra. Unfortunately, then the Mughal rule, Muslim rule had started in India, and Sirajud-Dowla had captured more or less the present West Bengal, or most part of the West Bengal. So Sirajud-Dowla was the governor, and this Nadia king, the Krishna Chandra, was supposed to pay tax and some money in the form of tax. For that particular year, for some reason, either there's a misunderstanding, or there was some jealousy, or for some reason, basically, the Sirajud-Dowla captured Krishna Chandra and he was put under pass. And there is no mention clearly in the history book that how much time, how long the Raja Krishna Chandra was in the prison. We don't know. But when the Krishna Chandra was released, when he came out, and when he was en route to his kingdom, he heard the drums sound. These drum sounds generally special days in Bengal they do, and especially during Vijayadashmi. That is where they take the mother's procession and where they will immerse the mother idol in the water. So during time, the way they beat the drums, he heard the drum sounds. Then he came to know that that means that is the day Vijayadashami. So for them, Durga Puja, Navaratri is very important. So this time, because he was in the prison, he couldn't perform Durga Puja. That is, I mean, when we think, yes, because of he was in the prison, he cannot do that. Next year he can do it. What is there? What big in that? We may think that, but he was the great devotee of the mother. So he started feeling bad. He started feeling that because I was in the prison, I couldn't do mother worship this time. So I have to wait for one more year. So that basic vakulata, earning, that sincere, earnest sincere earning probably moved the mother. And the same night, he had a vision. He had a vision where mother appeared for him and said, "My dear son, don't worry. Since now Durga Puja is over, Navaratri is over, you cannot worship, no doubt, but you can worship me in the Kartika Masa, in the Navami day, Shukla Paksha Navami day, you can worship. I shall accept my worship." So this is more or less from the Durga Puja after Navaratri, you say. That is after like 19, 20 days, we'll have a Kali Puja, the Deepavali. After Kali Puja, 9 days. Today is like Kartika Masa, Shukla Paksha, Navami Tithi, ninth day, basically. So in this Kartika month, ninth day, Navami day, you can worship. I shall accept your worship. So mother appeared and she told to the Krishna Chandra, so that I will accept the worship. And so Krishna Chandra got up from his dream and he was very happy and he was grateful to mother's infinite grace. And he went to his kingdom back and he expressed, or he rather, he explained about the divine dream, the dream he had for the divine mother's divine dream. And that's how the tradition goes, that it is like around 1750 around. I mean, there are 10, 20 years difference of opinions are there. Otherwise, in 1750, around this Jagaddhatri Puja got started from the Krishna Chandra. This is what the story goes actually. But if you go into deep study, because we have got in Hinduism and in the Tantra Shastras or in other schools of philosophy also, we have got so much scriptural text. So according to the some others Pandit's opinion is, there was a great tantric sadhaka, tantric spiritual practitioner called Chandrachuda Tarkamani. He's also from Bengal, basically. He's Chandrachuda Tarkamani, who really created this Jagaddhatri idol based on the scriptures. And only this Raja Girish Chandra, he made famous and he made that public event. Just like if you remember in India, even Ganapati Puja, Ganesh Puja was made a public event famous by Bal Gangadhar Tilak during the freedom movement, Indian freedom movement. So the scholars opine that the Jagaddhatri Puja was there before Girish Chandra, even no doubt. Girish Chandra had a vision of Mother Jagaddhatri, no doubt, but he made it famous and he made it as a like a public event with a great pomp and show. But otherwise, it was there with the traditional houses. Why? Because even before this Krishnandra's dream or event happening in the West Bengal, there's a place called Shantipura. There we have got temples like Jaleshwar temple, Raghaveshwara temple and all. There we can see the Mother Jagaddhatri idol which has been carved. Yeah, and one more thing, interesting thing is one more researcher called Mohit Rai. He has done a lot of research on that. He says that in Barisal, one of the again place in the West Bengal, in the 8th century itself, we can get reference and we see the idol of the Mother Jagaddhatri. So this is how the history goes. And for example, one more scripture called Vratakal Vivek from great is a Pandit called Smartha Shulapani. He has composed a book called Vratakal Vivek. This is around like 14th century. There is a mention of Jagaddhatri. There is a mention of Jagaddhatri, and when this Jagaddhatri should be worshipped, like in the Kartika Masa on the Navami day, it should be worshipped. It is told very clearly. And some great acharyas, great teachers of Tantra Shastra like Brospati, Rayamukut, Srinath Acharya, all of them have mentioned the Jagaddhatri in their works. And some of the scholars feel that because if you see in the Navaratri also we do Chandi Puja, so this Chandi itself has been worshipped in the form of Jagaddhatri. And interestingly, in the Upanishad, in the Kena Upanishad, we have got a story of the Divine Mother which is called Uma. I mean, the story goes like this. There was a fight, or there was a battle between the demigods and also demons. So demons are the part of every religion, so including Hinduism. So there was quite a big war, a great battle between the demons and between the devatas or the demigods. And with the help of the supreme self, or with the help of the supreme power, or with the help of the divine mother especially, the demigods won the war. So basically it was victory to the truth, victory to the goodness. That was the thing actually. But unfortunately, the demigods like Indra, Varuna, Agni, Shashanka, all of them, these demigods, they forgot about the help they or the grace they received from the Divine Mother. Instead of that, they started feeling, I mean, they became egoistic, thinking that because of our own energy, because of our own strength, we won the war. So they forgot about the God's grace and God's help or God's intervention. They thought they became very egoistic and they were thinking we can do anything and everything. And because of our strength, of our mighty power, we were able to win the war. Now the mother, divine mother, though just like when we are children, we may do some mistakes. We keep on doing mistakes, no doubt. But mother never gets angry. Even she gets angry only she shows angry, she displays angry to put us into the track, basically. Generally, parents they forgive us and they forgive our mistakes, errors, and they correct us, they try to rectify our mistakes, and they try to train us. Similarly, Divine Mother didn't get angry. Rather, she felt compassion that I should teach them lesson, or I should remove their egoistic nature, or I should remove their ignorance, because which is born from ego. Then she appeared in the form of a divine light, in the form of a huge light, and she threw a small straw of grass, a blade of grass, in front of these demigods where they were sitting in a particular palace. Then what was then the divine light told, oh, different devatas, different demigods, there's a blade of grass. Can any one of you can remove it? Can you blow it, or what you can do? Can you show? Then Agni, the Adidevata, or the presiding deity of the fire power, he said, I am Agni, I can burn anything and everything in this world. Then what to speak of this blade? Just a blade, a grass straw, basically. Then the divine mother, in the form of a huge light, she said, go ahead. Then he tried to blow the grass with his power of fire. How much ever he did, he couldn't burn it. And he accepted the defeat, and he went back and he sat. Then now Vayudeva came. The Vayudeva is the presiding deity for the wind, actually. He said, I can blow things in anything in the world, and what to speak of this straw, grass straw. And he blew so much with all his might, and but he was unable to. Like these few demigods, they came, and whatever the power they had, they did, and they were unable to shake even little the blade of grass. Then finally, Indra came, and he also had a lot of powers, no doubt, but he was matured enough bit comparative to others, probably. Then he understood that there is something divine power here, supreme self. He or she wants to teach us something. So instead of that, instead of showing our own ego, instead of showing our might, our power, let us be humble, and let us take a surrender at the feet of the divine, and let us see what will happen. So the Indra, with all prayerful attitude, and it said that, please show me who are you. Show me, please, who are you? We have got a lot of powers, no doubt, but it doesn't mean that anything and everything we can do. Now we have understood. So, with all that humbleness, with all that humility, he bowed his head to the divine power, and said, please appear. Then the light appeared in the form of Uma, it is called. Umavati in Kenoprishad. So, in the form of she appeared and she went back. So when the light was appeared in the form of divine mother called Uma, or Haimavati or Uma, then all the demigods had the vision of the divine mother. They stood up with all reverence and they prayed. And then they accepted, they understood what was their mistake, how they were arrogant and egoistic because of their ignorance and the arrogance, I mean, because of the ego. Then they accepted and they corrected their mistake in the thinking. This is what the story goes. So the same Uma has been worshipped as Jagaddhatri according to the Tantra Shastras. So if you see the history of the Jagaddhatri Puja goes to Vedas or goes to different Shastra Granthas. Now the history you are able to know now, and the other is the mythology story now here. The mythology story is the Jagaddhatri has slain one Asura. But unfortunately, we don't get any much details about him. The Asura had a elephant body, basically. So the divine mother Jagaddhatri, she slain the asura in the form of elephant. That is what the story goes like this. And the elephant resembles what? The elephant resembles one is mighty energy, strength. Apart from that, it was got intoxicated. Because of that intoxicated, it was creating a lot of problems, and commonly people were not able to handle it, and mother slain it. By slaying, she protected the whole world. So these are the two things which is from the history point of view and from the mythology point of view. Now, these things have got spiritual and the philosophical aspect also. Now, Jagaddhatri means what? Mother, the whole world has been sustained by her. For example, I'm sitting in this hall and I'm talking. Fine. Where am I sitting? I'm sitting on the chair, no doubt. But the chair and myself, everyone is been sustained by whom? By the Mother Earth. By the earth. If the earth shakes, then whole of our building and ourselves, everything we get shaken. So we are being sustained. We are being sustained as an adhara, as a base from the earth. For the earth, you can say solar system. For solar system, you can say galaxy. We can keep on going. Now, the whole world, universe, manifested and unmanifested universe, has been sustained by this divine power, supreme self, which is called Jagaddhatri. Jagaddhatri, one who is sustaining the universe. Means she is the creator, she is the sustainer, and she is the dissolver of the universe. So why should we worship Divine Mother? By surrendering at the feet of Divine Mother, what happens? Our food, clothes, shelter is taken care, and apart from that, we can get liberation. Why? Because Krishna tells very clearly in Bhagavad Gita, Daivi Hesha Gunamayi, Mama Maya Duratteya, Mameva Ye Prapadyante, Maya Metam Tarantite. Means this whole world has been created by my Maya, by my magical power. And to cross over this magical power, which is called Maya or ignorance, it is called individually, it is called ignorance, or the cosmic level, it is called magical power. To cross over this ignorance or magical power, it is very difficult. To cross over, it is very difficult. It is Herculean task. So if you surrender it to me, then I will help you to cross over. So if you take surrender at the feet of the Divine Mother, it is easy for us to get away or get over above from this ignorance or from this Maya, and we can get the Brahmapada. That is what emancipation or the realization. And interestingly, we can see this has been connected with the Holy Mother Sri Sharda Devi itself. Holy Mother Sharda Devi's mother, Sham Sundari Devi, she's a village woman, poor woman. In their village called Jairambat is a village in the West Bengal. So every year they used to have a Kali Puja. In the Kali Puja, Holy Mother's mother, that is Sham Sundari Devi, used to give rice for the offering. And for that whole year, she used to prepare herself. See the devotee's mindset. Her whole year she used to prepare. She used to grains. She used to bring grow husk and keep it ready in all the very taking a bath, using the fresh clothes and all she used to make so that it can be offered for the mother, divine mother, and she used to feel blessed. But that one particular year, because of some jealousy and arrogance and misunderstandings or whatever, the people who used to organize the Mother Kali worship, they didn't accept the grains or especially rice from the Sham Sundari Devi. So Sham Sundari Devi, being a devotee of the Divine Mother, she felt disturbed, she felt very unhappy. One is that she is feeling unhappy because she was unable to give the offerings that year. And now this rice has been allocated or it was kept meant for mother worship. Now, if you cannot do that, then I cannot use for anywhere else and it goes waste. What can I do? So these are the two things which was boggling her mind, and she was very morose and she was crying and she slept that night. And that night, again, Divine Mother, in the form of Jagaddhatri, she appeared. She appeared. I mean, the story goes like this: she was wearing a red sari and with a cross-legged, and she had have four hands, and in one hand conch, one hand disc, and in one hand bow, and in other hand five arrows, and sitting on the lion, basically. So this is the form or a vision form Sham Sundari Devi had. And she said, don't worry, if Kali doesn't accept your offerings, don't worry, I am here to accept your offering. You can give me. Then Sham Sundari Devi, she's such a, I mean, a simple, guileless lady because she's also illiterate and she doesn't know much about scriptures and all. She asked, Tumi Kema, oh mother, who are you? And Jagaddhatri laughs and she says that, oh, I am called or I am known by name called Jagaddhatri. Okay. Then that's how the dream, I mean, the dream got over and she got up and she had a wonderful dream and her mind was so calm and solace. She was feeling so much peace, inner peace. And she discussed with her mother, I mean, her biological daughter, Holy Mother Sharda Devi, and she explained the whole her dream, her vision, and she said, "Who is that lady?" And Holy Mother Sharda Devi has also confirmed that she is Jagaddhatri, none other than. Then that day, that year, they prepared and they worshipped Mother Jagaddhatri. Then after some time, I think Holy Mother's mother passed away, no doubt. For 12 years, every year, Holy Mother Sharda Devi, she continued the worship of Mother Jagaddhatri. Then Holy Mother Sharda Devi, because so many arrangements we have to do, so many articles are required, all these things, then she felt anyhow 12 years we have done, then probably it is enough for us to stop it. She thought it was a wild thought, that's all. She had a thought, she thought that day and that night she had gone to sleep and Mother Jagadhatri appeared in the to Holy Mother Sharda Devi and asked, oh, so you don't want to worship me? Then shall I leave this place? Then shall I leave the place of the hut where the Mother Jagadhatri was worshipped? So that was the question was asked by Mother Jagadhatri to Holy Mother. Holy Mother felt very unhappy about it. She apologized and said, no, Mother, please don't go. You be here only. I will not stop the worship and I will continue the worship. And she continued the worship. And afterwards, even today, in the Jairam Bhati, the ancestral house of Holy Mother Sharda Devi, it has been taken by our Ramakrishna Machan mission. Even today also, we have continued the worship. Why? Because Mother wants to stay here, stay there, and she wants to worship, accept the worship of the people. It started from Holy Mother Sharda Devi, so that has been continued even now. And interestingly, there is a mention that Holy Mother Sri Sharda Devi's chosen deity, Ishtadevata, was Jagaddhatri. Holy Mother Sharda Devi's chosen deity, Ishtadevata, was Jagaddhatri. And of course, this is by Akshay Kumar Sen, Akshay Kumar Chaitanya, which I mean, written book on the life of Holy Mother. There we mention this. And interestingly, one more is Swami Hari Premanandaji, who is the disciple of Holy Mother Sharda Devi, and Swami Maheshwaranji. He was also a doctor in those times. He was also a disciple of Holy Mother Sharda Devi. Both of them had a divine vision, had a wonderful divine vision, where Holy Mother Sharda Devi appeared in the form of Jagaddhatri. That's what we can see. Now, that who the demon who was killed by Jagaddhatri is called Karindra Asura. Karindra Asura. Kari means actually means elephant. So the Asura, the demon is in the form of elephant. So this elephant has been, demon elephant or Karindra Asura has been slain by Mother Jagaddhatri. For this, Sri Ramakrishna gives a wonderful spiritual angle to it. So the elephant represents what? The elephant represents our head or our thinking. Just like when the elephant got intoxicated, you cannot control it, you cannot tame it, and it becomes a huge nonsense and nuisance, and lot of destruction will happen. So similarly, if our thinking is not right, we have been, I mean, our mind is soaked with the arrogance, soaked with the ego, soaked with the lustful thoughts, or anger, or whatnot. With all these impurities, basically, when it happens, then I might have a lot of power, lot of intelligence, money may be there, talents may be there, skills may be there, but all of them may go in vain, and I may take the path of destruction, just like most of the demons, they did it. They were all they had a strong willpower. They used to sit, if they take something resolve, they used to sit and meditate or do tapas for long time, penance, and they used to get the special boons from the deities, from the gods. But unfortunately, all that power was used in the wrong direction. If they had used that in the right direction, they would have become great and they would have become the blessed people, blessed ones for the humanity. They had a strength, physical strength, they had a mental strength, they had emotional strength, but because of the unethical nature or because of the wrong attitude, wrong perceptions, or unhealthy desires, they became the nuisance to the humanity and they were killed. So similarly, this Karindra Asura represents the wrong thinking, or ego, or maybe arrogance. Because of that, we can go in vain. Now, whoever takes surrender at the feet of the Divine Mother, it is very easy to control all of them. Even this is seen even in the Lalita Sahasranama, or in the Devi Bhagavata, or in the Saundarya Lahari, in the Lalita Trishati, in most of the many of the scriptures and the hymns. Adi Shankaracharya and many others have written hymns, composed hymns. In all there, we can see very clearly if you surrender at the feet of the Divine Mother or at the Divine, all these problems can be taken care. And Sri Ramakrishna tells very clearly or beautifully explains of Mother Jagaddhatri. Without Mother Jagaddhatri, the whole world will collapse. Why? She is Dhatri, she is holding, and she is Palanakari, she is also maintaining, and she is Rakshakari, she is also protecting. She is holding, she is sustaining, she is maintaining, and she is also protecting the world. And without Jagaddhatri's intervention, without Jagaddhatri's help or whatever, then the whole world will crumble down or will fall in, or it gets destroyed. That's what Sri Ramakrishna tells about Jagaddhatri. Now, why we have to worship Jagaddhatri? So that our society, every human being, every one of us can be taken care, can be holded properly by the Divine Mother's grace. So that no more wars, no more quarrels, no more struggles. Let every one of us be happy. That is what the spiritual significance by worshipping Jagaddhatri. Now, let me discuss about the what do you say the idol form of the Mother Jagaddhatri. Now, Mother Jagaddhatri, she has got four hands, fine, and she is wearing a Yagnopavita sacred thread in the form of serpent. Serpents, she has made serpent as a Yagnopavita sacred thread. Now, without understanding the spiritual significance, philosophical significance here, when people see, Arey, what is this? Your God is wearing a serpent, the snake as a sacred thread, as a belt or a sacred thread. How foolish it is, how it can be superstitious, and how it looks so bad or weird. People can make such comments, and they do make, no doubt. But here, there's a lot of, philosophy and the knowledge is behind is that. So here, mother is wearing the sacred, serpent as a sacred thread. What it resembles? The serpent or the snake resembles the Kundalini Shakti, the primordial power. So she's wearing the sacred thread. Snake as a serpent as a sacred thread means what? She resembles the primordial power. One who worships Mother, either Jagaddhatri or Kali or Durga or Chandi, then your Kundalini Shakti gets awakened very fast. Kalu Chandi Vinayak. There's a beautiful mention in the one of the Purana. In this present age, if you worship Ganapati and the Mother Durga, your Kundalini Shakti gets very quickly, it gets awakened. That's the one thing. And she is holding a conch. What is this conch represents? The conch represents the sound. We all know that in the through conch, we blow the conch. It has got a onkara sound, no doubt, and it creates a beautiful frequency. That's the one thing, sound. Sound therapy also can be done. And apart from that, sound resembles what? The whole world has come from space, isn't it? That space has come from the sound. Sound tanmatra. Sound is not physical sound which we hear. I'm saying the subtle part of the sound tanmatra. So the whole world has come from the Omkara. So that Shankha, when you blow the conch, that Omkara, the sound in the form of Omkara, in the form of sound is resonated. That Omkara, because of that primordial sound, the whole world has been emerged. That Spotayana Vada is there. A Rishi has given the Spotayana Vada. The whole world has come from the sound actually. That's a beautiful, very scientific theory. Interestingly, in the gospel also, Jesus says that the whole world has come from the word. Word means you can take the sound here, basically. So the Shankha represents the sound or the Onkara. From that, the whole world has been emerged. So she is the source of the creation, basically. Okay. Now the chakra disc represents the pravartana. If you see in the Buddhism, they call dharma pravartana chakra. Ashoka chakra is there in an emblem also in India from the Ashoka empire we have taken. So that chakra is Dharma Pravartan chakra, which is in Buddhism, and that was there very long time even Hinduism in India. So the chakra represents the pravartana, means the movement. So the world has been created and the world has to progress. The world has to keep on moving it. So like day and night, then the plants grows and it grows and after some time it dies and it gives reason, it gives birth to one more plant or one more few more plants or whatever. So it basically it is a movement basically. That movement is represented by the disc actually. And now bow and arrow. Bow and arrow represents what? The protective power. If you take shelter at the feet of mother and you are well protected. Otherwise, if you do all the wrong things, then she will give you enough warning for you. If you don't listen, then she destroys you. By killing again, you are giving a temporary relief from your that wrong nature. Basically, the bow and arrow is one is protective power, the other is destructive power. Both it resembles protective power. Whoever wants to take surrender, mother's protection, one who surrenders, they will get the divine's power intervention or the divine protection. And if not, if you become a nuisance to the cosmos or the universe, then you are being slain or killed by the mother, which is represented by this bow and arrow. So basically, she is the lady or she is the divine mother who removes all the sufferings. And interestingly, one more again thing is Swamiji, that is Swami Vivekananda. Whoever has visited Swami Vivekananda's house, ancestral house, you can see there's a huge called Chandi Mandap. In the middle of the house, there's a huge courtyard. There you can see Chandi Mandap. In the Chandi Mandap, they used to do Jagaddhatri Puja. So you can see in the Swami Vivekananda's life, Holy Mother's life, and Sri Ramakrishna's life, this Jagaddhatri has been, she has got different roles. And interestingly, Swami Akhandanji, one of the apostle of Sri Ramakrishna, their tutelary deity was also Jagaddhatri. And Sri Ramakrishna, once I think, into the next Dakshineshwar, in one of the devotees' house, he goes and he sees the Mother Jagaddhatri on the Jagaddhatri worship day. He goes into Samadhi. Then slowly he comes back and he speaks of very highly about Jagaddhatri and what are the implications you get or what are the spiritual benefit you get from worshipping Mother Jagaddhatri. It has been beautifully recorded in the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. By worshipping Jagaddhatri, how you will be able to get the spiritual benefit or the materialistic benefit, and how you'll be free from all the difficulties or the problems or the challenges and etc. So these are the few probably ideas I would like to give on this Mother Jagaddhatri. So one who takes the shelter at the feet of Mother Jagaddhatri, either in the form of Jagaddhatri, in the form of Durga, Kali, Mother Mary, or Tara, then what happens? Our spiritual programs becomes faster because so much power is there. They are the source of the creation. That's the reason. So when you're going to the source, you will get a lot of power, and your spiritual progress becomes very quick and becomes very fast. On this auspicious day, Mother Jagaddhatri may bless all of us so that all our good prayers are fulfilled, and let us have spiritual progress, and let us get peace, security, shelter, and happiness. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.